Okay, you won't believe what's been going on here. That ended abruptly because I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I used my phone to do my recordings, and my sister called and I was on the phone with her for an hour, and then when I thought I was recording, I forgot to hit the record button, and it's just been a crazy day. So now it is much later in the day. It's actually in the evening, and the house is getting quiet because people are going to bed, and hopefully we will work on this some more. So, quite honestly, I don't even remember what's going on anymore. I covered it with the fabric that looks almost like suede. Let's see if you used the rice paper as spine cover, kind of like on the side, because remember it was short. Used the rice paper on the inside too to cover it, and then I also made the signatures. And what I thought I was recording before is making the signature with you, but obviously not. So this is what we have, and I'm sorry about this. This is eco-dyed paper that I got from the Paper Outpost, one of her digital kits, digital downloads. I still have to decide, so this is the signature cover, if it's going to be, and I folded it in half there, so I can either do a side pocket or a top pocket. And I'm probably going to do a top one, because probably just do a top one. And I'm sorry, I'm making sure you guys can see this. So there's that. And there's lined paper. Then this is a paper bag, which flips out. And I think I'm going to keep the flip out, because that can be a hidden message space. This is just cardstock paper, which is not centered. I thought it was centered, but it's not. This is Tim Holtz tissue paper, but it's a heavier tissue paper. And because the one side back here had been torn, I just cut this side as well. I might increase that angle a little bit. I'm not sure if you can see that. It's not much of an angle for a side tuck pocket. I might actually make it a deeper angle. Another lined piece of paper. Remember, my daughter's giving this to her boyfriend, so. And then there was this, which was actually the envelope to my Mother's Day card, which I deconstructed and reconstructed. And the reason why I have the trimming here is because this was the gum part of the envelope that hadn't been used. So I just used a little bit of trim here, tore up the edges to leave it kind of like burlap. I don't know if you can see that or not. And used Fabri-Fix glue down. And this is, again, another little side tuck there. So maybe I don't want to cut that one down too much. Maybe we'll just use some Fabri-Fix on the bottom. So this is what we have so far. Now, it doesn't have that many pages. This is 2 sheets of paper, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. This one has 10 in it, but because this is going to be so full of pockets and everything, notice how this guy is expanding here on the bottom. If it didn't have this band, that's what it would look like. It would not stay. It would not stay flat. You guys are seeing that or not? So, so we'll have to figure out how we're going to do that. And I sewed the signature on with the thread on the outside, and it's brown and white twine, which goes, and I'm just going to leave that the way it is. So I will put that back. I'm not using that. Put that back for now. And let us continue. Now, I think the first thing I'm going to do is, I said I was going to make this a top, so I am going to glue the side of this down. Oh, glue does not want to come out. This is what I find happens with the art glitter glue. Sometimes it kind of gets clogged in the tip here, and then when I unclog it, it just kind of like erupts. It erupts all over itself. So it's either feast or famine. All right, but let's glue this down. I hope you guys, the lighting is okay. I have my my lights that I got for Mother's Day. Very sweet. And it's a gorgeous night. It's been a very, very windy day here today. I had the windows open, so and a sweatshirt on. I'm a little bit chilly, but it feels so good. So, oh gracious. All right, so that one. So let me flip to the back and do the back as well. And do the side. Making sure everything's okay. Oops. Let's glue that there. It's a perfect night actually for a fire. I have a fire pit out in the back, but it's actually a little bit too windy tonight. But it's a perfect night for a fire. A little bit chilly. So I said I was going to leave these as flip outs. I might change my mind about that. Now we come to this one. And let me see if I can use, here we go, put something in here so we can see what we're talking about. See how it's, well, I think that's fine if we just glue down the bottom and glue down the side here. I think that'll be fine. All right, right. And I'm not going to use the art glitter glue because I find that I can't thin it out enough. I'm going to use the Fabrifix. I find that the Fabrifix actually does a little bit better on paper. See, I use the Fabrifix on the rice paper here, and you can't, I mean, you see the brown underneath it, but that's because that's the fabric, that's the brown cover. You don't see where the glue is, right? You don't see where the glue is. Well, not really. I don't think you see where the glue is. So I know that if I used art glitter glue, you might see a line or see a bump or something. So I'm going to use the Fabrifix on this one. I have Fabrifix, I have Fabri-Tac. There is a difference. There is a difference between the two. At first I thought it was just me who thought there was a difference, but oh, and I'm going to get glue on my fingers. Watch this. Oh, sorry about that, guys. I didn't know the cord was in the way. There we go. That's practically dry anyway. All right. So a little bit down the side here. And see, I actually used the tip of the bottle to thin it out and spread it out a little bit. Here we go. And hopefully, there we go. Oh, get rid of that. Thankfully that didn't stick to my fingers. And oh, about to sneeze. I feel like I'm about to sneeze. And there, I don't think you can see the glue. It's not quite dry. Oh, excuse me. Oh, and for some reason, I don't like the way this is laying. It has like that bump there. I might have to see if I can take that off and re-glue it. So that's what kind of pocket. Excuse me, that's going to be. But for some reason, this one is laying flat, but this one, can you see how it's kind of not laying flat? And I'm not going to be able to rip that up because I did use the art glitter glue on that one, so that one is stuck the way it is. But I'm going to be putting stuff in it anyway, and it'll be fine. So now let's glue this down. Oh. And a little bit there. And I'm not sure you can see this. Oh, excuse me. Just got a little bit of glue on the... Oh. And quite honestly, the Fabrifix, the clear glue, the Fabrifix, the Fabri-Tac, is much easier to get off your fingers, I find, than the art glitter glue or a glue stick. And quite honestly, I've been having problems with my glue sticks. The ones I've been using, I don't know why they're good glue sticks, Scotch Create glue stick. Oh, it says light duty, repositionable. Maybe that's why. Yeah, I find that they just haven't been sticking, or it hasn't been holding. So I've been having problems with it. All right, let's close that up for now. Okay, so I think that everything is glued down the way it's supposed to be glued down. I'm going to reach over here and get a, oh, not a heart punch. Well, let me take the heart punch out because I will be using it. Well, let me take them all out. And this is a circle punch. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my gosh. I don't know. Sometimes I wonder about me. Okay, so I have a heart circle punch here, and I will. And you see there's a little mark on the side of it to show when it's halfway. Is that halfway? Then show when it's halfway. So I will just guesstimate it to be about there. About there. There we go. And let's do the same to the front. There and there. A little circle punch to indicate that that is a pocket. Okay, and I'm going to need to get out some ink. I want to ink up my pages as well. And I'll be reaching again, I'm sorry. Get my ink dauber. Oh, ink dauber. So this is a scrap paper. Okay, so, and this is obviously Tim Holtz Distress Inks, Hickory Smoke, Ground Espresso, Vintage Photo, and Black Soot. I go between these two. Hickory Smoke, there it looks gray. It doesn't look gray in here. Oh, I guess it is. I don't know. I've never used it. The espresso really is darker than the, let's see if there's anything on here. Vintage Photo. Let's try the Vintage Photo, and if I don't like it, I'll go to the darker one. And this is, I always forget to do, I forget to do this. I forget, it would have been, of course, a lot easier to do this before I sewed in the signature. But that's okay. And this is, I just copied this on regular copy paper, but I use a 24-pound copy paper, not a 20-pound copy paper, so it is a little bit thicker. I just like the feel of it better. Now let's just do them all. Get it all a little bit marked and earthy here. Oh, don't know why I seem to be sneezing. Itchy nose. So I hope everybody is doing well during this corona outbreak. For those of you that are working still, thank you so much, especially for our essential workers, all those people who are working in the stores, the food markets and whatnot, and keeping us all fed. And the doctors and the nurses and the aides and the cleaning crews and everybody who's working in the hospitals. I think we all have a bit of a new respect for people. At least I would hope so. I would hope, if nothing else, that this experience makes us just a little bit kinder towards each other. We have become such a divisive nation. And so that's my little soapbox for the evening. Okay. So, let's see. Yeah. Actually, I think I do prefer the espresso over the Vintage Photo. Vintage Photo is just, like it says, it's like a lighter brown. I usually don't do vintagey stuff. I don't use this much. I use my bright colors. Those of you who watch my videos know that I am much more into brights and whites, and let's keep the world as colorful as possible. But that actually has nothing to do with vintage photo and espresso ink. I like the espresso though, because it's just a little bit darker. Not as yellowy, I guess is the way to put it. I mean, this pretty much kind of looks like a coffee dye, and I don't coffee or tea stain papers. Although I have been known to tea dye fabric for when I was a seamstress. I made a wedding dress, and I tea stained all the fabric. I made it out of muslin, and I stained it because she wanted it to look vintage. She was a friend of mine, very Irish wedding. It was actually quite lovely. And what was nice for me as the seamstress was that everybody was wondering if she was wearing her grandmother's wedding dress. So that was very nice. And so that was my dear friend who actually died of colon cancer. And surprisingly, her husband gave me back the dress, which I was surprised by because I thought it was going to be going to like one of her nieces or something. And he said that her name was Karen as well, and that she wanted me to have it to encourage me to continue to sew and to become professional, you know, to do it as a business, which I was never really able to do because I had to, you know, I was a single parent who needed to pay the bills and pay the rent and, you know, keep the lights on kind of thing. So I was unable to put as much into that as I would have liked. But that's fine. Here I am now making journals. Of course, I have an enormous stash of fabric for all the quilting that I've done. I don't really make clothing anymore. That's my problem. I refuse to buy clothing because I look at the price and I say, oh, I can make it for cheaper than that. Although, have you looked at the price of fabric nowadays? Maybe not so much. So, which is one of the reasons why I hardly ever buy new clothes. Well, that's not true. I do buy new clothes, but still, it just sickens me because the price of some of this stuff. But anyway, so okay, here we are at the end of this. Oh. Now, we need to think about pockets and tucks and things like that, ephemera, how we're going to decorate this puppy. Okay. All right, so everything's inked up. You're still in frame, I hope. And we're still recording. So far so good. Okay, this is going to a man, but it's also, you know, I love you because, so we can do some hearts. Now, although this is the sticker I used in my other one, and the sticker for the inside front cover that I'm going to use in this is I have these vintage labels stickers, and I bought off Amazon. I get most everything off of Amazon. So let's take a look and see. A lot of these are bright colors, which is not going to work. But here I go sniffling again. No, these are the wrong size. Wrong size. Need it a little bigger. That, but too big, not quite the same color. I actually have another box of the same stickers that I'm going to open because I might have something in here that I've used up in there. So let's take a look and see. The green is too bright, although I can tone that down with ink. So let's pull that out just as a maybe. Just as a maybe. Looking for a little bit of a bigger one. And, well, this one has lines in it, except I can't tell if that's blue or black. I think it's blue. What do you think? I think it's blue. I'll keep that there. And here we have that one again, which is the wrong color. It's pink. That's definitely the wrong color. Wrong style. Okay, I think I'll do that one and tone it down with the ink pad. So let's see. Let's see if that works, though. You never know. Oh, sorry. I just totally whacked you. Let me get a piece of, here it is. Ah! Today has been not my day. Okay, let's take a look and see. Oh, maybe you can see that there's a bit of, it's a little bit, you may not use that one. Let me use, the brush. Okay, there's nothing on it. I don't know how much toning down this is actually doing. I could probably cut that off. I don't think that green is really gonna go. Although there are kind of bright greens there, but it's the wrong green. If I just cut it off, I need to clean my scissors. Oh, they have glue all over them. Okay. And I will fussy cut this out. There. I just don't know about that. Although the other stuff is kind of off for me. All right, we'll put that aside. We'll put that aside till the end. So we have a pocket there. Flip out here. Let's start decorating, shall we? Let's start decorating. So we want to use some of this. This is kind of small, but it was a bigger piece. There was a bigger piece. Oh, well, I used the back of it for that, but because that was on the inside, it was on the flap, and then it was on the inside of the cover. It just wasn't glued down on the inside cover. So I know there's a bigger piece here in this bucket somewhere. Of where I'm throwing my spares. Of course, I can't find it right now. Well, shucky darn. Shucky darn. What is this? Looks like a sticker. For Schnaggy. Okay, well, I do have some of this brown. I have a lot of this brown actually over in my scrap bucket. Let me see if I can find a smaller piece here. Here we go. So we can make some hearts out of that. And we can make some hearts out of this. Although this is, because, oh, here's some more of this. Could you make a couple of pockets out of this? Yes, we can. Or tags. We could glue this onto some heavy cardstock and make some tags out of this, because we have all these spots here to be tucking things into. So I'm thinking here she could like glue a picture in or something. I actually have some pictures of them together, so I might print them out and do that, or see if she wants to print some out. Which ones she wants to print out. Yeah, this is really bothering me, the way this is not laying properly. All right, so I was going to say we could make pockets out of this, but where would we put the pocket? Well, I could put a pocket on the inside front cover and on the inside back cover out of this. We can do that. I would have to trim this down a little bit. We could do that. More pockets to put things. Okay, so I am going to get out the paper trimmer because, oh gosh, I knocked you guys again. Oh, well, you know, it's just that kind of day. We'll just have to go with it. Trim this down to 1.5. 1.5. And you probably, this is probably off screen at this point. Yeah, it's off. It's 1.5. I'm going to have to cut it in half as well. I'm going to want to trim it down a little bit. So there, just trim a little bit off and I'll have 2 pockets. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. Ooh, well, that didn't quite work, did it? Look at that. All right. Let us be bold. There. Okay. I like the size of that one. And let's trim this one down as well. Let us use our little half circle punch. Well, our circle punch, let's do half a circle. And la-di-da-di-da. I'm not quite sure this comes up though on this paper. I think I am going to go back to the espresso ground coffee. Might come up on that. Messy desk time. Messy desk. So this is the process of making a junk journal. And as I said before, these miniature journals actually I think are take more to make them than the larger journals do. Maybe because of their size, I don't know. I don't know why. It's easier to work with larger paper than smaller paper. Oh, my cat's here. My cat likes to... The dog has been put to bed in her crate, so the cat gets very brave when the dog is in her bed. And the cat loves to take crumpled up paper out of the garbage can. He does. He sneaks up on it and he takes it out and then he goes and he plays with it. Woke up in one morning and we found all this paper in the hallway because I forgot to close the door to the craft room. And he came in here and had a party with the trash. So it was pretty funny. Oh, God bless you. He just sneezed. And he teases the dog something horrible because she's in her crate now for bed. And so he will go there and, you know, say, look at me, and the dog wants to play, and we've only had the cat a couple of months, and he's not quite sure about playing with the dog. So that's why he, like, hides during the day. I'm going to punch out some hearts here. So, anyway, I know, all very fascinating, right? All this stuff that you didn't want to know, and we're not afraid to ask. All right. Some hearts because... and I'm doing this way to try to get more hearts out of this strip. Whether or not this is going to give me more hearts, I would think it would give me more hearts because they're, you know, cut on this angle, right? Oh. So these mini journals are cute. I don't know if I'm going to start selling them. I don't know, considering how labor intensive they are. They might be more than what people are willing to pay for them. There we go. I don't know. And this can be used as a strip, if not in this book, in another book. Oh, that's cute. I could put that here. Okay, what else was I going to do? I was going to do hearts out of this. This is my medium heart. This heart is, I have 3 size hearts. This is 5/8 of an inch. This is 1 7/16. I don't know why they just don't make them like, you know, 1/2 an inch or something. And the big one here is 2 3/8. So, let's see what we have here. I don't know if it's going to cut through the, oh yeah, it did. I thought before I had trouble with this rice paper. Yeah, see, just, dagnabbit. Yeah, well, let's see how many we can get out of this one. Oh, for gracious sakes, this paper. It's very nice paper. Don't know. Come on. It's not, for some reason, maybe my punch has, maybe there's, it's not cutting all the way through on my punch. Shoot! Look at the mess I'm making. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Oh. Ooh, that heart's a little worse for wear. Okay. This time, I'll use my tweezers to pull it out. Yeah, it's not cutting all the way through. I think because the paper is too fine. Oh, heavens. Well, that's just been the kind of day it's been, you know? Okay. Let's see if we can get one more out of this and call it a day on this one. I don't think it cut all the way through on that one either. It did not. Well, that's one thing to know. When you're dealing with this rice paper, or this, I'm not quite sure it's rice paper, something similar to rice paper anyway, the punches are not going to work on it so great. So, there we have some hearts. And we can, oops, move that out of the way, decorate. Trim that around. It's a little bit rough. A little bit rough. Put it there, but you can hardly see it. It blends so well. Right? Yeah, you can hardly see it. So we can put it here. Let's put it there. And again with the Fabrifix, I'm not I'm not willing to try the glue stick on this, although maybe the glue stick might work okay. I'm just not too sure, given the problems I've been having with the glue stick lately. So, there's some kind of bug in here. There. Okay. And we could do a double heart, although not the way I did that one. Other things we're going to want to make are tags. Do a little heart down from it. Don't know, what do you think? A heart within a heart. I only have 4 of these hearts. I can do more, but I don't know. Maybe let's save those. We could put, oh Lord, a little heart. Down there. Okay, hearts, hearts, hearts galore. I should probably do something. Don't know if this will. It's kind of hard to see the cut there. Well, this is supposed to be the fun part, yes? Decorating. So here is the center. Now there are going to be things in there, and things are probably, and it's probably not going to be seen, but figure something out. I was just thinking like maybe putting hearts here, but I don't want to. Might not be seen. We have this, which we can place. Let's see how many. Oh dear. It's not quite. 4.5 hearts. 4.5 hearts, which is not quite. I suppose I could cut 3, do 3 hearts. Oh, hold on. I don't know if this is going to work or not, because the space here is awfully thin between them. Okay. So, you go away. No, this is back from where it was. Let's see if I can get that off gently. Cut it off. There. And we could do the 3 hearts, but they're not quite, they're off center because this is off center. Let me trim this one down. Very thin. There. There. What do you think? I think that looks just fine. Use the art glitter glue. Go around the outside edges on the thing in the middle of the heart. The heart tip, I guess. I'm not quite sure what that would be called. The top of the tip. It's a lot of art glitter glue. Make sure my baby wipe is dry. And then I use a dry baby wipe to press it down. It'll soak up any extra glue that oozes out, right? So I'm not rubbing it, I'm just pressing it. And there. There's that. Now we could do the same to the back one too, if we want samesies. here. And we went this way. So I could do those 3. Although here I could do 4. Although they're going in the opposite directions. Here I could actually do all 5. Look at that. Here I could do all 5. Huh. Okay, let's do all 5 then. Why not, right? So samesies, but not quite samesies. I mean, what else am I going to do with this negative? Cut out. Oh, see, there goes the cat. I hear him crunching paper. I hear him crunching paper. A little paper thief. All right. Ooh, got the glue. Look at that. I got the glue there. If I move that down, just let me get that off. That I'm going to rub off. This I'm just going to tap down so as not to injure it. And then I'm going to come here. See if I can rub the glue off before I cut it. Cut that off. And cut that off. There. I might have to do something there, the way those were cut out, the shapes. See how this is cutting, cut in here, and some bug, sorry, is not there. So, alrighty, well this is supposed to be the fun part. This is us decorating. I'm going to end this video here because it's going to be joined with all those other ones, all other misstarts today. I hope you have a peaceful night, and thank you for stopping by my channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe. And remember, we're only limited by our imaginations. Have a good night.